Good morning. I'm glad we ended on that song. I really love that song. Done trusting feelings. I was told about 10 years ago by somebody that one of the most important lessons that she had ever learned was that not everything I think and not everything I feel is real. And that it would do me a lot of good to learn the same thing. And I just kind of, yeah, that sounds good, but whatever. And ignored it a little bit, and then I started realizing it's true. And how much of a difference that's made. Understanding that I don't have to trust my feelings. Because I can't. We have this illusion that perpetuates itself, that perception is reality. It's where we get this idea of my truth, your truth, various truths. This can be true for one person and not true for somebody else. It's where we get a lot of the ideas of, well, this is how I understand it, so this is what it is. And perception is not reality. And basic common sense, which isn't common anymore, I understand, would tell us that, because I don't perceive any oxygen in this room. I don't perceive any air at all. But I feel it. I get the effects of it. I know it's here. Last night was a little rough for me for a while. I was hurting very badly, and I couldn't sleep, and my mind started doing things that it does sometimes when I can't sleep, and I'm hurting real bad. And for whatever reason, it decided to go on a synopsis memory trip through my life. This is your life. The problem was, it was a severely edited version. Let me tell you, if you take certain scenes and certain things and you only look at certain things in my life was a train wreck. Period. Really, my life was a waste in a lot of ways. I have done some horrible stuff. I have damaged people I care about. I have caused a lot of death and destruction. And I have been cut up, beat up, bashed up, messed up, mulched, thrown away. I have been wounded by some that should never have even been a threat. Look at my life on paper, there's not a lot of value there. In the last 10 years, it's been a lot better. But for the last 6 or so, I have hurt every single day. It's a lot of pain. And I'm looking at that, and every bit that I remembered of that is true. The damage I've done to others is real, and it's true. The damage that has been done to me, real and true. And if I allowed that to be everything, I would be back in the place that I used to be, where I dreaded waking up in the morning and just wanted to die. But there's another side of that. See, my life wasn't just a train wreck. I can look back over the last 49 years, and I can see place after place after place where I should have died and didn't. I can see place after place of protection. I can see places where I was shredded up to a point, but not beyond repair. broken, but not in such a way that I couldn't be put back together. I have seen people whose lives I shredded, healed, and restored, and put back together. Something I could never do, but I don't have to mourn their brokenness all the time because they've been healed. I've seen some that hasn't happened yet, but I continue to pray. I see grace that enables me to go on despite pain and stay sober. I've been clean and sober for 10 years. And that was one of the first things I said I couldn't do. Well, I can stop doing all these chemicals, but not if I hurt all the time. You don't understand. I don't do pain. At least not long term. And now I do. Because God said, hey, guess what? Your grace is sufficient. My grace is sufficient for you, excuse me. You can do it. And you can be a testimony and a light to others who are hurting that you don't have to fix it the way you think you do. There's another way. I have a wonderful wife who loves me and knows me better than most people and doesn't run screaming. My life is better than the last 10 years despite all the pain than it's ever been in my life. That is all true. Healing has happened. Restoration has happened, and it's not done. But that's true. So where my perception is controls my feelings and controls my emotions, I'm just in trouble. Because my emotions are like a yo-yo. I go up and down and all around real fast. Depends on what I'm looking at. How I'm looking at it. But then if I try to use that as a trick and it's all about the mind, so I just control my thoughts, I'll be okay. Guess what? You can't control your thoughts. Or if you can, tell me how, because I can't. I'm a bit of a geek. There is a series of sci-fi books written by a man named Douglas Adams a long time ago. They are classics. Where he put forth that the answer to life, the universe, and everything is 42. It's not, but oh well. The thing is, nobody knew what it meant. What do you mean the answer is 42? They didn't understand the question. Some things make sense and some things don't. Some things we see now, some things we don't. And if we see the perception and we don't understand it and so we reject it or we come at it from the wrong angle, we walk around in darkness, confused, angry, upset, frustrated, scared. This month marks a pretty significant event in mine and Leah's relationship, and she got me this cool t-shirt. I love this t-shirt. I've wanted this t-shirt. It says 643 makes 2. I don't know if anybody in this room gets it, but I know places I could walk in and they would get it immediately. And some of you, is that Common Core math? Is that the new math? No, the new math is the old math, okay? 2 plus 2 is still 4. But we look at this and go, that doesn't add up to me. That doesn't make sense. That's stupid. That's weird. That's wrong. But when you get the whole picture and you realize that the 6 is the shortstop and the 4 is second base and the 3 is first base, and you go from shortstop to second base to third base to get 2 double play outs, this shirt makes perfect sense to a baseball fan. There are things we don't get because we're looking at the question wrong. We don't understand. One day we will. But God sees the whole thing. He knows what it's all really about. And he knows the things that were led in this world so that we could have a relationship with him freely. So he didn't have to turn us into puppets and automatons and manipulate us. In order to give us free choice, wrong had to be allowed. And allowing wrong causes hurt and pain and destruction. And he knew we were going to get shredded. So he made a way for us to find healing and comfort and help. And he wrapped himself in flesh and he came down here. And he walked through it innocent, perfect, never did anything wrong and got hurt as bad, if not worse, than everybody in this room. Shredded, literally, till he was unrecognizable, nailed to wood, died a slow, suffocating, agonizing death. And his followers said, it's over, because perception is the man we followed for 3 years is gone. He's dead. Where is God? He was supposed to be the Messiah. Why did God let this happen? Perception is not reality. The reality is God loves us as we are, not as we should be. But he loves us so much that he won't leave us as we are. So he came down here and made a way for us to come to him and find peace and find hope and find joy and find healing and find restoration and find life. If we want it, if we'll accept it, if we'll run to him instead of running away from him because we have the wrong perception and don't understand the question. It's all about what Jesus did, and he did it out of love. So it doesn't matter what you've done or what's been done to you. Life and healing is possible. And that can be your reality that rules your life.